Hey guys, and welcome to another XP11 live stream. So today, flying from San Francisco to Seattle, Kilo Sierra Foxtrot Oscar to Kilo Sierra Echo Alpha, and yeah, it should be a pretty good one tonight. So it's about a 2-hour long flight, 2 hours 10 minutes in total, and we should be getting the aircraft raised in a couple of moments, and we will be airborne hopefully by the end of, hopefully by before the hour. So that's my aim, to get up as early as possible. We'll start from cold and dark today and work the plane from around that. So I do apologise if I'm talking a little bit off today. I did have a cold in the last couple of days and the throat's a little bit blocked off, you know what I mean? So hopefully we'll be able to manage around that. So set up the aircraft, get everything ready to go. First things first, we'll line the IRS, that will take a couple of minutes. So we're at San Fran, KSFO. That's fine. We're at Charlie 23, I believe. They won't take the allocation, that's fine. Line the IRSs, and then let that do its thing in the background. So take the airport position, since that's a bit different from the aircraft's last position. I'm pretty sure I actually left it off in Ooh, I plugged it in wrong, haven't I? Yeah, I've done that wrong. Let me switch it around quickly. Create a new booking, so it's KSFO. Yeah, I realise I've plugged something wrong into Projects Flight, which means my map won't quite align it properly. Anyways, we'll check that in a second. I know it's about 6 minutes until align, so that'll be a little bit behind that. Hopefully I can quickly adjust the slight error on my part. I do apologise. 1782. Maybe I actually didn't do it wrong. I was just being a bit off. The parting time will be 2100 Zulu. And it's 2 hours 10 minutes, so 2310. That's all looking fine. Flying the 739. Book and dispatch. Paste the route in. Dispatch. Cool, and set that to fly now, which will start tracking my flights. Next thing, we'll set up the actually not yet. So the aircraft are just ready for boarding and all that. So left hand fuel fancy, not yet, because we need to refuel first. We'll get the aircraft prepared on the ground, and then we'll start all the passenger setup. Fuel on board required will be 7804. We've done this in kilos. Hey Google, what is 7,804 kilos in pounds? 17,200. Oops, 204 point something. So go to 17,205. Error. Sorry, 17.205. What am I doing? 17.205. There we go. And the aircraft fuel up. Now plug in the rest of the aircraft, so those two can come on. Set the route up, San Francisco to KC, Seattle. Set up the flight number. We are Delta Airlines. I just realised I put something wrong into the fly live. We're DAO, not FOW. So I'll quickly adjust that for you guys as well. There we go. And we are Delta Airlines 1782. Runway news today. We'll check that in a moment. In fact, winds are unavailable, so type it in. KSFO. Winds are currently gusting up to 26 gusting 30, 280. Which means we'll use runway. Nope. That will be, yeah, runway 28's 28 left, I think we'll be using. 28 left, that's runway. I've noticed there's actually aircraft just to my right, a Delta Airlines. Is that a 321? I believe it is. Yeah, so 321. Not sure what route I'll be doing. We'll find out. Right, company routes, path in it. Set up the aircraft, reserves 1.1, cost the next 5. Cruising altitude today be 34,340, and average winds, I've got that written down, is 269/038. Let's do that. M1 limit, set that. Take off in a moment. Now do the routes. So our routes very simple one to plug in. We start off with a dead HD. Directs to RBL. Directs to LMT. Probably the closest one. And that's our approach. So activate that. Legs are in. Set departure will be a definite departure, although we don't see one. That's fine. If I don't see departure, we can just do a straight out. So yeah, 28 left. Execute that. That will do us fine. RS will align in about 2 minutes. So yeah, it won't be too long on the ground, hopefully. Let's maybe even depart a little bit early, if all goes to plan. Let me quickly set up packs, although I'm afraid, again, for some reason you guys can't see it anymore. It used to work quite nicely. SFO to KC. Time to take off will be 21 minutes by time to finish with this. Flight time to 210. Cruising altitude 340. Delta Airlines 1782. Aircraft is a 737-900. Passenger count 193 is default. Aircraft is Wi-Fi equipped. Use the default sounds. I don't have a Delta specific sound pack. Well, we are on the ground. We'll start up the APU in a couple of moments actually. Make sure the rest of the aircraft is ready to go. That's fine. Hydraulics active. Cruising at 340. Sets up this. So maximum altitude 34,000. And down below on the FMS, we will set the departure now as well. So init ref flaps will be using 10. Center of gravity set 1, 2, 3. 128 rotates. And trim of 3.33. So adjust that down as well. 333 out there. Right, QNH, we'll also set that up. Knowing that it's a little bit off at the moment. In fact, we're in the US, so we need to make sure we're using inches. 2977, just double check. Down the tablets. So back, Avi tab, airports. Fran. Fresh information for case. QNH 2980. Okay, so we'll twist that back 3 times. TCAS won't do till after pushback. Everything's pretty much now set up. Make sure on 122.8 Unicom. If I check, Squawk Box shows online. There's no one in San Francisco. I'm not too sure about Zaki on FSF. I'm not sure who that is. We probably won't connect to them. If they ask us to call, then we'll connect to them after that. Right, RS is aligned, aircraft knows where it is. Let's start up the APU. So APU down to on, light on start. So we'll turn on the anti-collision lights. Not anti-collision, sorry, it's the strobe lights on and the wing lights. There we go. And if that's all looking good, turn the APU read on, that comes off. APU is stabilised, I entirely apologise. Long day at the railway, talk about the right supply of the railway in a couple of minutes. We should not do the parts. Aircraft or passenger boarding, so I'll set that up. And that should be a aircraft ready to go at this point. Yeah, well, that's all fine, that's all fine. We'll pre-plan pushback, but we won't go just yet. So, better pushback, pre-plan. Brings us close to taxiway to us. Move that aircraft there.
Ground to cockpit, plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready.
Delta 116. Yeah, so we'll see when they push back right around us. We've still got another 18 minutes to technically push back and go. And then, if I do remember actually, it's in the flight plan as well. So, send flight plan. Yeah, that's K, SFO. Going to KC. Our alternative is, I'm not sure who PDX is, not Philadelphia, is it? KPDX, cruising at 340, departing at 2100, actually departing, that's fine, we can carry 2 hours and 50 of fuel on boards, flight time's 2 hours 10, sorry, 2 hours 50 is fuel on boards, plug in the waypoints and send that in. Perfect. There's another Delta has actually spawned in 1776. Euro 737-800s. Yeah, obviously they're probably using FSX because scenery's not quite level. Both aircraft sunk in the ground slightly. I do need to look into getting either Swift on because Swift kind of leveled the aircraft out, although it's a slight pain to set up. That or X-Pilot I think's new on as well. X-Pilot I believe has anchoring, but I'm not too sure. I'll have to double check. Alright, well the aircraft is now ready to push and start. We'll probably push back a little bit early, but ultimately, by the time we get to the runway, we should be alright. So everything's phone on so that people on ground can hear me. That's all looking fine. It's good for me. So, let me announce that I'm going to push and start. Let me just get my stand number as well, just so I can say it properly. Flight configuration, we are C45. Push and start. Actually, no, put the Apple first. So, K, SFO. Push and start, C45. Push back. Start pushback. Second to arrive.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
We'll disconnect the ground power unit and remove the chocks. It's now ready to go. Bring on the rest of the fuel pumps. They're not sent on unless you don't need those. And hopefully that is everything ready to go. We'll turn on the anti-collision lights now as well. No logo lights since it's light in the daytime. Here comes the pushback tug. Ooh, thank you very much, Niels. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. How you doing, man? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the chat. So,
okay,
now.
all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to
what's up, buddy? Not much. Came back from volunteering at the Lido Railway today. Doing a live stream now. Hope to get another live stream in tomorrow morning as well, so we'll talk about that during the flight, because that's we're doing all on their audio betas, which should be a lot of fun to try. And then,
On
yeah,
behalf
hopefully
of the
tomorrow will be the
cabin
last
crew, I'd
live
like to
stream as
welcome
well
you
for
aboard
the
our
Flight Sim
As you
show.
find your seat, be sure to place your
So the
large
Flight Sim
and
show
carry-on
being
items in
the
overhead bins
UK one at
and
least.
smaller items
The
underneath
annual
the seat
show
in
up
front
here
of
in
you.
Cosfords.
If you have trouble
Should be a
finding
good
a
one.
location for any of
2-day
your
event.
carry-on items, please use the
I'm
flight
going to get
attendant call
my
button
usual
over your seat
interviews
and
going
somebody
as
will
well.
assist you. If the overhead bin is full after you put your carry-on inside of it, please close the bin as a
Likely
courtesy
during
to other
their
passengers.
chats.
Once all your items are put away,
Tow
please
connected
clear
and
the aisle
bypass
and sit
pin
down in your
inserted.
seat to allow
Release
other
parking brake.
passengers to find
Parking
their
brake
seats as well. If
released.
you are seated in an emergency exit row, please read the exit seating responsibilities in the safety card in the seat back in front of you. Please make sure you are willing and able to perform the actions required. If you are not able or prefer not to perform these actions, please let a flight attendant know so you can be reseated.
Not sure why not signing our
You are
pushback.
free to use your portable electronic
Brakes have been
devices during the
released.
boarding process.
Come
We
on.
ask that larger electronic
Let me
devices
go.
are stowed once we depart from the gate. Thank you and welcome aboard.
That's really odd. I've never had a problem with pushback. Pushback. That's really weird. Parking brake released, yep. I'm not holding any other brakes at the moment, so worst case scenario, we're gonna try and figure out what the defaults. Key command is. We'll have a look. Keyboards. Push back. Nose left. Oh boy, what keys are not being used? No, won't set any of that. No, gosh, no keys at all. Shift B.
Sending push cart now.
Alright, so we'll bring in the default X-Plane push cart. Better push back, we'll get rid of that one.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Howard. Hopefully default X-Plane system will be a little better to me. Press V. I don't know, check it out next time. Maybe it's like a bug in this version of X-Plane or something. Did recently update it, so could be the issue. Flight directors on and on. Whilst waiting for them to disconnect, I'll just do one final check of the overheads. It's all fine, packs are off, AP beaters on. Yeah, aircraft's pretty much ready to go. Just waiting for the tug to do its own thing. And hopefully the tug is on its way. Otherwise, we have to do the really awkward
Tow is
thing,
disconnected and
which is
bypass
turn the
pin has
engines
been
on.
removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have fun up there.
Here we go.
Here we go. Oh, for crying out loud. Is X-Plane and better push now conflicting?
Hey, I need your brakes off.
Brakes off. There we go. Oh, we're pushing back. Okay. Oh boy, it's gonna be one of these days. Engine 2 start.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the front of the aircraft for a safety demonstration.
Engine 2
When
active.
the seatbelt light is on, please make sure that your seatbelt is fastened low and tight across your lap. To fasten, insert the metal fittings into one another. Tighten by pulling on the loose end of the strap. To release
Hey,
the
I need
seatbelt,
your
lift the
brakes
upper
off.
portion of the buckle. In the event that the seatbelt light
I
is
don't
not
know.
on, we suggest
Engine
that you
2
keep your seatbelt
active.
fastened in case
Wait
of
for the
unexpected turbulence.
switch to
Hey, I
flick
need
There
your
are
over.
brakes
several
off.
emergency exits on this aircraft. Please take a few moments now
Is
to
there I can
locate.
just cancel this push back. Stop and let go. Shift B. Do the same thing.
Hey, okay, safe
In
travels.
some cases, your nearest exit may be behind you.
I've
If we
never
need to
had
evacuate the aircraft,
pushback
floor-level lighting will guide
brake on
you
me like
towards
that
the exit.
before, so that's a weird
In
one.
the event that the cabin loses pressure, an oxygen mask will drop right in front of you. To start the flow of oxygen, pull the mask towards you. Place it firmly
Engine
over your
1
nose and mouth
active.
and secure the elastic band behind your head. Tighten the straps if
Wait for engine 1
necessary and
to
breathe
fully start
normally.
before you switch
While
power
the bag
over.
does not inflate,
and
oxygen is
then
flowing to the mask. If you are traveling with a child
power
or someone
over.
who
Flaps
requires
come
assistance,
down.
secure your mask
TCAS
first and then
we
assist
will
others.
set.
Leave your mask on until a member of the crew advises
2000,
you
which is
it's safe
standard
to remove
US
it.
for uncontrolled
In the
airspace.
unlikely event of a water landing, a life
There
vest
we
is
go.
located in a pouch under your
Engines
seat or between
on.
the armrests.
Switch
When
speeds
instructed to
over.
do so, open the plastic
APU
pouch
off.
and remove the vest.
Packs
Flip it
on.
over your head. Wrap the straps around your waist and
Right,
buckle
aircraft now
up.
pressurized.
Pull the strap to tighten. To
And
inflate the vest, pull
we should
firmly
now
on the red
soon
cord
be
only
ready
when
to
exiting
taxi.
aircraft. If your life vest does not inflate automatically, blow into the mouthpieces for manual inflation.
All looks
Each
good.
vest is equipped with a whistle
Do a
and
quick
light.
systems check
If
just to figure
necessary,
out if
your
the
seat
aircraft's
cushion is
responding
used as a
fine at
secondary
least.
flotation device. Pull the cushion from the seat, slip your arms into the straps, and hug the cushion to your chest.
Yeah, rider's always a bit
Please securely
50-50,
stow your
but
personal
ultimately
items. Make sure
that
your
is
seatbelts are fastened
working
and seat
fine.
backs and tray tables are in their full upright position.
Parking
We
brakes
remind you that this
release.
is a non-smoking flight. Tampering with, disabling, or destroying the
There
smoke
we go, to
detectors
announce,
located in the lavatories is prohibited by law. All of this information and more can be found in the safety card located in the seat back in front of you.
That's right, mate. Haven't any tracing wall announcement, sorry. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. It's the German one from Hagen to Wuppertal, isn't it? Wuppertal, which should be an interesting one. Both freight and passenger services. Although riding the Dortmund's Metro. It's the Dortmund S-Bahn even. Looks interesting. I did enjoy the routes that originally went from Finnentrop to Hagen. So fingers crossed, will be pretty good as well.
Full upright and locked position for departure. Cabin crew secure doors for departure.
Scary short. Yeah, because the line itself is only 20 kilometers long. But the thing is, the freight and passenger runs, I believe, run on separate track for the majority of it. So 20 kilometers journey, which is a bit short compared to a lot of the other trains in world stuff. The BR442 looks nice. Absolutely. I mean, it's a proper classic German train, I guess. Proper German passenger train, at least. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, everything's kind of cheating. We'll see. It releases in a couple of weeks. And speaking of releases as well, the release date for Flight Simulator 2020 has come out. Something dropped. Something will happen on October the 10th, which I'm very excited for. Don't know if it'll be the full release or if it'll just be like a few more previews of it, but it's looking very, very tasty, that one. Yeah, MSFS 2020 starts being one of the sims on my books at the moment. Can't wait to pick that one up. I mean, the scenery looks fantastic. Hopefully, the aircraft flight dynamics hold up as well. But my word, that scenery looks beautiful. Right. Control the runway. Stick the parking brake on. So we check out it's clear left, clear right. Now it's entering the runway. Landing lights active, taxi lights off, turn off lights on and on. That's all fine. Over panel one last check, that's all fine. Brakes sets RTO. That's looking fine. Aircraft ready to go. Departing runway 22 left. Okay, SFO. Use parking brakes. Have you seen the DCS F16 videos? D emails to OMIG was instant purchase. Love the Viper. I've not seen the DCS stuff yet, but I have heard the F16 is certainly looking interesting. I mean, the last DLC I bought for that was the F14, which was a blooming good simulation. Now, absolutely loved the F14. So I'll check out the 16 and see if that one looks any goods. Right, engines 50%. We're doing manual throttle today. Let's go. Gusty, 80 knots. Oh gosh, okay, I'll check in a second. D1, tight. Positive brake, gear up. is up. I have to check which runway I used actually. But I'm sure the wind said to. Oh, I'll check that in a second. Check that in a second.
400.
Use the right runway there, but hey. Right, 400. Set the aircraft into autopilot modes. Here's up. Let's cut the engine. Check out the
1000.
pressurization. Keeping on the speeds. Come up straight away. Right, so aircraft's now airborne. Just brakes off. Everything's looking pretty good. Winds and runners gone. Right. Where do you go? Runway 1 left. Gosh, what was I doing? Completely messed up on that one. Fair enough. My fault entirely. We're airborne anyway. Control airspace, so didn't violate too many rules there. So that's enough to get me sats though, that's for sure. So got local time, 12:57. It's passed through 5,000 feet, it's a 2 hour and 10 minute long flight. I expect to get there US time around 2 o'clock, which is more like 3 o'clock. UK time shortly before midnight. Doesn't matter, pi deviation S over the trouble nut bridge for decades. Fair enough. That's now I'm not alone. Right, so we'll wait till it gets about 10,000 feet, and then we'll just talk about Flight Sim show next weekend. We'll talk about Microsoft Flight Simulator. Yeah, they're probably going to the right gates though. Then we can also talk about Ride Over Railway as well. My weekend's train volunteering. If you guys are in the UK, do give it a check. Ride Over Railway. It's about an hour away from me, so a little bit of travel, but a lot of fun to do. That's past 10,000. So flights and landing lights come off.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now passing through 10,000 feet. You can now turn on your larger portable electronic devices. As a reminder, please keep your seatbelt fastened while you are seated and do not constantly down. This aircraft is equipped with onboard Wi-Fi.
Yeah, now passing through San Francisco.
I'd like to extend a
We will offer
special
complimentary
thank you to each of you,
to our
and
partners.
welcome back to our Sky.
There's the office phone there.
Your business and loyalty
Flight
are greatly
attendants.
appreciated by the entire Delta family. For your safety, it's important to remain seated with your
Very
seatbelt
weird.
securely fastened anytime the seatbelt sign is on. Even if the sign is off, please keep your seatbelt fastened in case we experience any unexpected rough air. We ask that you also please remember to use caution if opening the overhead bins to prevent injury from articles that may have shifted during takeoff. We've now reached an altitude where it's safe to use approved electronic devices, and a listing of these devices can be found in Sky Magazine in the seat pocket in front of you. On today's flight in the economy cabin, it'll be our pleasure to offer you complimentary Coca-Cola products, Starbucks coffee, water, juices, a variety of complimentary snacks.
Is this actual Delta Airlines announcements? I've genuinely never heard this one before. I fly Delta on this channel at least once a month. Yeah, there's a proper Delta announcement. Fair enough. So, yes. Flight Simulator 2020. Next weekend, 2-day show, Saturday, Sunday. As always, trying to get all my interviews done, trying to speak to the developers, and as well, if all goes to plan, because it's today's event, may get a bit of time to actually hang out with some of the exhibits as well, see what there is on show. I think on the first day I'll probably just focus on getting the interviews done as well as the seminars, and then leave the Sunday for a bit more of a relaxation, flight sim show, enjoying kind of evening. But it's always been a fun show. I've been there twice now, it's been my third year going,
future Delta flights.
both years. There's actually all the interviews I need done, so that's pretty good. A little long questions this year, I'll be honest, but I can always try and think of a few on my own during the week. And ultimately, yeah, it's always a bit of fun. After the Flight Sim show, then we'll have Flight Simulator 2020, MSFS 2020. That releases again, or at least something happens on October 10th, which we'll get to enjoy as well. And I must say, it's a beautiful looking simulator. It's absolutely fantastic. Some of the scenery. And so they're using the AI, I forget the name of the AI, Azure AI, to control the aircraft's numbers and all that, and honestly, it looks pretty fab so far. If Microsoft can get the dynamics right, then they're onto a winner there. Oh, as well as modding support and how unlocked the simulator will be. I know some people are a little bit concerned at the moment with how the simulator will run if it's like completely locked down if you like add your own mods and whatnot. So in some recent games, modding in Microsoft games is a massive feature. But if they get it right, if they can do it in a way that keeps people happy, like I said, they're onto a winner. They really are onto a winner. It's a brand new sim built from the ground up. It's modern, it's clean, it looks fantastic. I mean, Next Planet itself doesn't look half bad, don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful looking sim, but you just have to look at some of the preview videos and screenshots of the Flight Simulator 2020 to see what mental amounts of technology Microsoft put behind it. In Google Maps 3D like scene generator, I mean, it looks amazing. I mean, the majority of it will be satellite data, like model 3D built, and of course there will be some autogen in areas where there's not so much satellite data, like say Central Africa, where satellite data is not readily available, and as a result, yeah, Sim may not use as much open data, but that will be a problem for another day. Not really a problem, but you know what I mean, like, we'll see how Microsoft pushes it on release.
The flight crew has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign. You can now get up and move about the cabin. However, we ask that you keep your seatbelt fastened when needed in case of unexpected turbulence.
Phew, I've got the PAX thing working again. Really? There we go. There we go. It has actually appeared now, so we can use PAX properly for the duration of the flights. I've always been struggling with that, so thank goodness. Thank goodness it finally works. Aircraft now departing for San Francisco behind us. I'm not sure where they're flying to, but certainly not crowded airspace. There are a few aircraft landing around the area. We just passed flight level 300, 30,000. We'll be cruising in a couple of moments. Oops, not that one, sorry, this one. So the Delta that's about to depart, 28 left. The British Airways on 28 right, in short final. Might even hang around for him whilst they're on the ground. I mean, I've once... Yeah, in terms of parallel landings, I've once almost got one at Heathrow. If you guys remember the A350-1000 live stream. Yeah, the guy on the right's going way too fast, and ultimately the ATT there, dealing with a bit of traffic and under a bit of stress, something like that. He wasn't having a great day. Led us into a rather awkward situation. Led to a lot of pilots into awkward situations that day. So, yeah, led to a interesting one where the aircraft was just flying, shooting way ahead of us on the right. Probably a bit too fast for landing, disconnected at the end of it. Alright, we're cruising now, so we'll speak to the passengers. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's your captain speaking. We now reach our cruising altitude of 34,000 feet, which is about 12,000 metres in the air, and we thank you again for flying with us today. We'll sit back, relax, enjoy the flight, and we'll be landing in approximately an hour and 30 minutes. Thank you. Address, that's always fine. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's your captain speaking. We now reach our cruising altitude of 34,000 feet, which is about 12,000 metres in the air, and we thank you again for flying with us today. We'll sit back, relax, enjoy the flight, and we'll be landing in approximately an hour and 30 minutes. Thank you. I mean, ever since PAX released, actually, there's been quite a few FSX P3 combined passenger add-ons released. So there's not a few, certainly a few of them have just appeared out of nowhere. So maybe I'll do at some point actually one or two I do want to have a look at. I don't have names of them on me right now, but I have them written down somewhere. Yeah, a few names that it sounds looks really interesting. Again, a few background sounds that just sound a bit weird. It's like they don't not fit. But you can hear like an overhead locker being closed behind us or something like that. I don't know where half the sounds have come from, but they're there. And they're here to stay. Alright, so we just reached our first waypoint in the flight. This one is RBL. It's not again a massive flight this.
We'll be starting our in-flight service.
Our arrival, they're expecting us to take a Hawk 26.
Premium drinks are available
We
for
should
a
have
small
that.
charge. Please note that we only accept credit cards.
We'll figure out which one we'll land at later, but I presume, given the winds, just double check if Seattle has the same winds. So actually, it's only 7 knots at 010. So if we make our arrival into runway, yeah, probably 34 actually. 34. We'll go for 34 centre, but we'll deal with that later. I'll plug it in the back end, but we won't force it in just yet. Compatible, which is fine. Let's check the steps. That's pretty nice one actually. It just brings us straight in. Just let it miss it, and just hold it off the runway. It's a nice one actually. Yeah, we'll accept that then. Bring these two together. So it's still a good, yeah, 200 miles, 280 miles actually, so nearly 300s. From off the bat there. Jump back to map modes. And RBLC's next waypoints. 12,000 feet. I really wanted this to descend. Surely not. Anyways, the aircraft is now mid-cruise. And it will be for the majority of this flight. And the PF there as well, get more view on that. There we go. Right, once we're now in cruise, let's have a quick scout ahead, see if the if there's any active towers at Seattle right now. I doubt it'll be the case. In fact, the bridge check is online right now. Yeah, no's online. So it's looking like a quiet evening in America, which is actually quite odd because again it's the weekend right now. That's in maps looking pretty full at the moment, so just squeeze that in there. You can see the aircraft in the south. Seattle though, yeah, Seattle's completely dead. Actually, I take that back. No, it's not. It's actually pretty active. What are you doing? You're landing in on the right actually, as opposed to the centre. Actually, right is the longest runway, so we're literally going the road there. Yeah, it does. That's a tunnel. Okay, maybe I'll switch to the right then. Same approach, just different runway. That seems to be the standard people doing. 3, 4, right. Same approach in. Same links. It's fine. And then back to this. Waiting as well. Go to JFK. You just land on centre, so yeah, we're using centre. And for Oakland, It's a bit of a wavy approach in. Came in, did a loop. Ah, that's quite a nice approach actually. And then you are also doing an approach in, but it looks like you may have actually missed the airport or something. Yeah, it looks like you came in too high. What are you at? 3,900. So you have descended. You've been at either a low altitude from a lot of the flights. Yeah, you definitely missed something. It's an interesting approach you've got there. And there we are now, Delta 739. ETA 57 minutes, so not actually too far away. It won't be the longest flight in the world. It should be enough to get us a few hours in on the VATSIM map. Keeping the frame rate as well. A little bit of a lag spike there. Clouds down in the area. As we know, expanding clouds don't quite go hand in hand. How do you do cruising new pilots? First of all, what flight simulator are you using? Are you using XP11 or are you using FSX? In X-Plane and payware FSX aircraft and P3D, basically, the main thing is you need to figure out how to use the FMS. It's not too difficult. I mean, if you start from the init page, go from the beginning, it's just a case of flow in the buttons and go exactly what it tells you to. So plug in your position when you're at the airport. Set up your flight status information. So did I not set that to 340? I'm sure I did. Very odd. Yeah, set your aircraft altitude, fuel information, all that. Follows you to the takeoff page, which lets you set your flaps, QNH and all that kind of stuff. Once you've got all that sorted out, you can head to the routes, plug in your waypoints. After that, you then go into your departure and arrival, set your SIDs in the departure, contacts for departed, and basically, just learn the basics. Once you learn the basics of the FMS, there are plenty of tutorials online to do it. You know what you're doing from there, basically. I mean, for me, I didn't read a manual or anything. I just watched a YouTube tutorial like 2 times. Kind of memorised that. So this was back when I was playing FSX in the PMDG 737. I watched a tutorial video twice, and then kind of mimicked what they were doing. And I was just like over and over and over and over again, until I just basically remember all the basics. I mean, you don't need to kill yourself over this in a day. It's only a flight simulator, but once you know what you're doing, once you know the very basics in the very beginning of what you're doing, it's just memory. I mean, it's like setting up the overhead panel and all that, so I presume you know how to turn the aircraft on and get it into the air and all that. You're just having issues with the autopilot. Once you have the FMS set up, so once you have your waypoints and altitude set up, then the autopilot is very simple. Set your altitude you're going to fly at, set the speed and the rotate. So if I want to do that, actually that's what we'll work into. There we go. So yeah, set your altitude, set your speeds, and then from there, switch on your autopilot and lets you fly. VNAV and LNAV, so vertical navigation and lateral navigation. VNAV controls your altitude and speeds, LNAV controls your heading, and again, that's all links to the FMS. FMS is key to everything when it comes to autopilot and computerized navigation in any aircraft and any sim. Unless, of course, it's the default 77 of FSX, then you just need to make sure that you've got your FSX default flight plan set up, and then make sure the aircraft's in navigation mode as opposed to visual mode, and then just stick on autopilot from there. Choose a yoke, if you say which one uses logic. I use a flight stick, so not a yoke but a stick, and I use the Cytec Pacific Aviator. It's cheap, it's rubbish, it does the job. I mean, it cost me like £10 from the game bargain bin, but if it works, why change it? Why have a fuss around it? It does what I need it to, and ultimately it's yeah, it's a pretty nice little stick overall. Not the most comfortable to hold, but most of the flights you are on autopilot, so you don't really need to hold it too much. Do you think it's better? I don't particularly mind either. I mean, I have a flight stick because it's just smaller and easier, more compact. But if I had the option to get a yoke, then I absolutely would get a yoke. And then, like, depending on what aircraft I fly, I can then switch between the two. So 737, of course, uses the yoke, so you get it for that. If I was say flying the Toast 319, then I'd be probably using the stick for that one. But it's nice to have that combination of both. But ultimately, fly what you're most comfortable with. Fly what you feel more comfortable with, and then you'll be able to get the best out of your sim. Awesome stream. Had substance to stay helpful. No worries, man. No worries. Always happy to help. If you ever got any questions, if you ever got any issues or know anything, feel free to send them my way. Usually, not too bad about answering questions and all that. Ultimately, if helps this generation of simmers come into play, then why not? Really. I mean, not like I'm doing too much at the moment. Sitting here in the aircraft cruise, really. Really feels how because me and your friends can't play Explain together. It's sort of the same way with internet. Doesn't mean you can't really play Explain together. I mean, if you want to play on a local net, I'd say local in quotation marks, you could use something like LogMe and Hamachi to kind of like create a WAN network, so wide area network across the same IP address. Other option, port forwarding, make sure you two are connected together via the USP. And then the other option is to use an online network like VATSIM or IVAO. So I'm using VATSIM right now. And basically, what those kind of can be sucked. It's got Pilot Edge as well, but that's a payware subscription, which some find a bit too much. But if you like your ears, then probably best option to go for. Not saying the other two are bad, but Pilot Edge is proper top tier professional. And yeah, it's like an online network multiplayer where flying into an area with ATC, which in my case I am not, get speech controls with your microphone. Spying other pilots, then your other pilots will be visible as well in the areas, and ultimately it's pretty good for group fights like that. VATSIM. So I'm using VATSIM right now, logged in the Xbox box. Tour, and it's free to join. Not too difficult to learn. Once you know like the basic like terminology and all that, then you're pretty much set to go. Especially most AT as well. If you let them know that you're fairly new and early beginner, then it's pretty good to cater you to slow down talking, or as well as talking, send you the text version as well, just kind of let you know what's going on. Ultimately, it's not bad. How do you download it? So there are two tools. Just get this up on the web thing for you, so you can read it. Right, so if we're using VATSIM, let's drag here. Then it's super simple. You go to the, I use Xbox box, but the best actually tool you probably use is Xpilot. I'll take a second. There's your Xbox box lets you download the tool, drag it into the simulator. So Xbox box here, and then download from this page. That gives you this tool here, Export Box, which then lets you first of all log into your VATSIM accounts. So it connects to that, send your flight plan so that you can then tell the pilots and the AT where you're going to. And ultimately, as long as you're on the right frequency, so in this case I'm on 122.8 right now, which is Unicom, you can chat to any pilot flying anywhere with your position. Then the alternatives, so if you don't want to use VATSIM, then IVA is the other free one. Which, if you then go into... thanks for donating, man. Thank you very much, Nick. Much appreciated and much appreciated. Why on earth is the IVO download? I've always wanted to try IVO, but I've never really actually done it. At some point I will. There you go, software. IVO pilot client. And then from here you can download the IVAP tool. Which actually is a pretty good tool, because I did upgrade it last year. And then you can connect to your ATC through that. So, two networks, two to download them. If you don't want to pay for it as well, then you could connect to what's it called? Pilot Edge. So if you're someone who enjoys flying in the US a lot and you are into your super pro realistic ATC, then Pilot Edge is a network which uses real world ATC controllers for your sim, which is why it's a payware membership, because they actually pay their controllers to control. And ultimately, if you want your top notch super realistic network, Pilot Edge is one to go, although you do need to pay for that one. How are you? Not bad, Nick, not bad. And Goran as well, welcome to stream, Goran. Yeah, not too bad. Tired. And pretty busy volunteering today. Quite a hefty day. Actually, I say hefty. Today's probably the quietest they've had ever, basically. The weather's not been too great, so had to get around that. But ultimately, it's not too bad. It's very quiet, very stormy. Actually, had one of a few extra trains today. Keep everything going on schedule, so a bit annoying, but ultimately. Non-sporting. Can you fly in the same cockpit? Yes, there are tools out there that actually fly in the same cockpit. The most popular one is, forget the name of it. What's it called again? not smart co-pilot. I actually don't know. There's a pretty good tool out there. Basically lets you share cockpit in XP11 on the pilots. That's pretty cool, so enjoy that. Hope it shows 1 week, excited for like a seminar. Absolutely, and there's a lot of interesting stuff that I'm sure will be said throughout the weekend. It's looking good. I mean, as a show, again, 2 days, more like people there than ever before. I'm really excited for it. I'm really excited for it. So hopefully go without a hitch, really. Last question before you feel like annoying me. You're not annoying me, man. Don't you worry. Ask away. Ask away. Can you use different liveries and different plugins? Yes, you can. So there's quite a lot of... Actually, first of all, make sure you download the Zybo 737. If you want the most realistic freeware plane you can get, the Zybo 737 kind of updates the default plane, and it's a pretty fantastic job. And so, recommend that one. Yeah, there are hundreds upon hundreds of 737 liveries out there, and other aircraft as well, both payware and freeware. You can use different plugins. Yeah, so I actually use quite a few plugins in my sim right now. So go through them, shall we? So there's the Avi tab, which is the tablets on the cockpit. Better pushback, which wasn't actually working for me. I need to figure out what's wrong with it, where it wouldn't push me back earlier. Fly with Lua, which controls a lot of the extra plugins. Ground handling, which is like ground stairs, ground like conveyor belts and all that for your trucks. Scroll updates, just an updater. XY PCs like a simulator data crawler, which pushes data out of the sim, which you can use compatible mods. Explain cores, just some Discord explain tagging tool. Squawk box is just the VATSIM client I'm using right now. Landing speed just tells you how your landing was, if it was too fast, too slow, too heavy, too light. Water gates, sometimes some sceneries have like automatic gates, jet bridges and all that, which will move into action when you use that. Ground traffic, just for new sceneries. That's about it really. So I've got a few plugins, and then in export box, I'm using. Oh, sorry, it's Fly Blue up. Macros, I'm using XP11 Pro, which is like the head shake and turbulence and all that simulation, makes the aircraft a little more dynamic to fly with. And the other one I'm using with Fly Blue is 3G FPS Wizard, there it is, and that lets me just control some of the frame rates and makes them a little bit easier to run. So max FPS when we're in the clouds, max quality makes it look good. It kind of finds a middle ground to keep the frame rates high, and ultimately makes the sim both look good and run well, because again, X-Men clouds are a bit of a mess, so the more you can tweak it, better ultimately runs. Yeah, primary livery, sounds good, sounds good. how are we doing so far in all flights? We are... Drag map back in. Seattle is up here. We're coming up to about halfway this flight now. We're just over a third of the way there. There's still a little bit of flying left to do, but it's not crazy much. And everything actually as we go north as well. A little bit stretched out on the map there, as that's how the locator projection works. So actually maybe are about halfway even. This is flights. So carry on flying with that. Traffic still fairly light. Yeah, but in Seattle we need to communicate with. Ultimately, busy moments. Oh, you guys still here if you left me on my own? It's not too bad. I'm sure someone's still here. Someone's still my friend. Man, after this flight I'm definitely going to bed. Actually I can't do that yet because I actually need to do one or two more things. I need to prepare a livery for tomorrow live stream, specifically tailcode for Norwegian. We'll set up projects fly, and also be set up live stream as well, because tomorrow morning it'll be an early stream hopefully. I'll fly from I believe it'll be we'll be flying Stockholm to Helsinki. Stockholm to Helsinki should be a pretty good one. The weather radar on actually, just because the weather seems to be a bit crazy. This should make sense. There's an aircraft to my left now actually coming in from behind. Oh no, we are going faster than it, so it did just pop up. Slowly sinking on the screen there. You tried to get close, but you just couldn't quite. A little bit of turbulence actually as well, so the aircraft shaking a little bit. But it's not too bad. We'll keep the seatbelt sign off for a fair while. But if I deem we need to turn on, then I can always turn it on later. Yeah, flying the 739, so in terms of cabin, it's a little bit longer than the 738, but much. It carries around 220, 230, so not a fair few passengers, but not a crazy amount. I mean, it's still a short one at the end of the day. Quite a 757 territory as well. 757 carried, gosh, like 250 to 270, wasn't it, for different variations? 200, 300. So we're now over halfway into the flights. And how long do we start our descent actually? So we start our descent. Actually, as long as we're at 12,000 by Hawks. Plenty of time to the top of the descent. Slightly annoying because, yeah, as long as this is where it wants us to be at 12,000 by Hawks. As a result, it means that our top of the descent technically is now, but we'll carry on without it. I think we'll took about 80 miles from Hawks. We'll just set the altitude to descend and see how that goes for us. We've got a little while on there until we need to get, not concerned, but until we need to head the aircraft for landing. And the winds are still fairly weak according to the information, but ultimately always change. That's what's the cloud cover, that's what I should be looking at. A few clouds are 1,000, okay, so actually there are fairly low clouds at the moment. Few at 1,000, broken at 2,100, broken at 3,400. Cool, so maybe there is a view which is going on temperature as well, so make sure it's ready. 2986. So we'll set this up as well. 2986. There we go. 2996, 289, 28. 298, okay, that makes more sense. It just goes down by 10. There we go, makes more sense. It's 2980 when we departed from San Fran, so a little bit more pressure up north. No rain actually, 2980, expected to be a bit of rain down south, but it's borderline time. Hey Google. What's the weather like in San Francisco? Sunny, okay. Well, yeah, it has acknowledged that it will be a cloudy day at least, so fair enough, a bit better than I actually thought it would be. What's up, Steve? How you doing, man? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the chats. How you doing? How you doing? Hot in Florida. Fair enough, fair enough. Quite a contrast here in the UK. Fairly cold. Actually, it's not cold, but it's cool but humid, so it's really weird weather. As I'm feeling crazy tired. And then it's been 2 days of volunteering as well, so yesterday was volunteering, and then tomorrow I'll be more volunteering. We'll see how it goes. I'm not expecting it to be too bad. And then next weekend's the flight sim show. Should be a lot of fun. On Saturday morning, come back home on Sunday nights. So, coming up to 2/3 of the way into flight now. 2/3 in. Got our approach and runway setting to Seattle. At this point, judging by the clock, you must be near the Californian Orlando border. Oh yeah. Right, so let's bring the flight map in entirety. Actually, no, we're way past it. Sorry, Oregon, not Orlando. Yeah, no, we're way past that. We're about midway through Oregon. We'll be entering Washington in about 20 minutes, I'd say. I mean, yeah, ETA is apparently 26 minutes to Seattle. Takes more than 26 minutes to do that, I believe, but ultimately, not doing too bad. I think we're slightly ahead of schedule as well. The wind's been pretty good. Majority tailwind. No, not, so we're doing alright for speed at least. ETA 22:14. I'd say we'll be landing in 26 minutes. I'd be like 50 minutes for the approach. That'd be about 22:30. We might actually be landing before midnight UK time. Because in the UK it's 11:15 now. If we land before midnight, that'd be great for me at least. But ultimately, see how the winds go. As well as the approach into Seattle, there's no ATC, but it's quite a busy airspace at the moment. That shows the line. Can't see it. Shot India. But no one at Seattle at the moment. Pretty good. Yeah, not important really. It's not too much ATC. I will say, at this time in America, I expect there to be a few more people in the active realm, but not so much, not so much. Flown to SeaTac loads of times. I've not been to the US myself, so on that part I've flown into, but if I do go to America, almost certain place I'll go to, because I do want to give the Boeing tour at some point, a good go at Renton, the supermassive factory. If I ever go to the US, I'd probably do like a 2-week long mega trip, where I fly out, start in Hawaii, and make my way going west. So I'll go to a couple of states, a couple of different areas and see what they've got to offer. But if I ever go to the US, I'd make it a worthwhile mega trip. And then make like a once or twice a lifetime kind of thing. So I'd start off in Hawaii, go to one of the islands, probably actually 2 of the islands I've got in mind are Lanai and Kahului, as well as Honolulu. And I'll make my way to Seattle, spend a couple of days in Seattle, head on down to Oregon, because I've got a couple of friends out there, met up in Greece, so they'll take me in for a few days, which is good. Then down to California for a couple of days. Then I'll cross the majority of America, because there's a lot of Central America, which some of it looks pretty interesting, but I don't know, I'll probably make a stop in like at least one place in Central America before going to New York, and then going from New York back to the UK. Maybe include Boston as well, but if I'm doing a 2-week trip, I don't want to go more than 5 cities really, because 5 cities across 14 days, that gives me at least 3 days in each. Or at least in maybe 1 or 2, maybe try and do day trips, squeeze out. We'll see how it goes. Maybe even do a 3rd week if it looks better, but ultimately, like I say, a cross America trip sounds like a lot of fun. It's something that I want to do at some point. We'll see what happens if it's in the near future, a bit more distant. Almost certainly a bit more distant, but just see how my timing goes really. Last thing there was in a 380 W8. Oh, you talking about flight sim or real life 380 TWA? Ever flown the Concorde? Not in a real life. I do have the Carly mod, I've done a couple flights in that. I've only ever streamed one Concorde flight, and that was back when I was playing FSX using a relatively unknown Concorde. It was a fun one to do. Something more comfortable in the seat. Flight sim, fair enough. Yeah, in flights I've done a couple of SeaTac flights and Seattle flights as well. Not reskins, yeah. Most people have a fair number of liveries in their aircraft. I mean, I don't have too many because I'd like to kind of like keep my hard drive space low. But I've got a few add-ons that I do fly a fair bit. I've also got quite a few add-ons as well directly. Some of them I've installed as well at the moment. I do need to go back and figure it out. A few I'm missing. You need to reinstall at some point because I had a few issues with XP not too long ago. So I'll do a clean reinstall. As long as my basics going, then I feel like I'm missing out on too much at the moment. Welcome to the channel, welcome to the chats. Sim77 Pilot, how you doing, man? Welcome. Trying to fly around the world in turboprop. Gosh, good luck, man. Try not to run out of fuel. I was usually do a few stopovers, but it's a long one to do in a relatively slow aircraft. It's latitude as well. But no, welcome Sim73. How you doing, man? Welcome to the chats. Have you heard about Flight Sim coming to console? You're probably talking about Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, and yes, I have. It's looking absolutely phenomenal at the moment. Hopefully, it's a proper sim, proper sim, not just a game-like kind of thing, which Microsoft put together. And ultimately, see how the modding behind it goes. But in terms of scenery and how it looks, can't fault them really. It looks fantastic. Like I say, the only concerns people have at the moment is flight dynamics. Will they hold up? Will they be realistic? And will the aircraft control well? Because what X-Plane succeeds in is its flight dynamics, which uses something called blade element theory to simulate the airflow and the aircraft. So we've got the wind coming in relatively straight, it's not too turbulent. You've got the different angles from the wing there because there's the streamlines. This is where the link speed generates and all that. No turbulence ones, so don't worry about that. Sorry, wake turbulence, that's the one behind an aircraft. Yeah, Microsoft, X-Plane does a fantastic job at that. We'll see how Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 to hold that. You can't have a proper sim while using an Xbox controller. That's the thing. You can, and Dovetail Games, if you know them, Train Simulator, they have done it. Train Sim World 2020 is on both Xbox and PS4, and basically what they've done is it creates the thing where like you've got a small white dot in the centre of your screen. That's your hand basically. It acts as a mouse, and you can move around, and then using the A key like interact with all the switches and buttons. It's a pretty smart system actually. It must take them age to get it all working properly. But the way Dovetail have implemented it into their simulator actually is probably the right way of doing it. It gives you full freedom in the cockpit to move around. It gives you all the interactivity of different switches and all that. You've got Train Simulator 2020, absolutely fantastic sim. Maybe a few more routes I wouldn't mind seeing in the future, but we'll see how it grows. I do like the detailing of it, as well as the fact you can leave the train cab and walk around and all that. Very nicely done. But the way they've got down the console, that's pretty good. And also you've got a bus simulator as well coming onto consoles as well. That seems like an interesting one to see how that goes into the future. Most people can't learn to drive a train. I'm not sure what you mean by that. If anything, driving a train is 100 times easier than flying an aeroplane. Especially in stuff like the 7.3, we've got to figure out the overheads and all that. I mean, fair enough, I've done it so many times now, like, back of my hand, but at least in Train Simulator, in most trains these days, turning it on, you're flicking two switches. Or in electric trains, you're just moving the single switch once. If you can, you work for NS. Not sure who NS is. I presume that's an American railway acronym. It's not recognised in the UK at least. Anyone go to flight school in real life? That option exists for rewarded for trains. You say that. Anyone go to flight school? Yes, but if you're going to pass the pilot, it costs you $8,000. All we've got to do is just get a crew and trains, and you get to learn how to drive a train for free. And that's it. Ultimately, learning to be a train driver 10 times easier than learning to be a pilot. I know because I am a pilot in training, doing an MPPL in the UK, and I'm also a volunteer at a railway during the weekends, and I'm behind control of 1 or 2 trains as well. So, yeah, I know both sides. A little bit time actually. The aircraft's shaking out a tiny bit on this airspeed, and
Please recheck the
as well. So I'll probably put the
seatbelt.
seatbelt sign on for a short period. What plugins do you use? So I am currently using PAX, which is the passenger information screen you can just about hopefully see in a moment. There we go. Speed impacts. Let's just check how our passengers are doing, because we haven't really looked at them too much. Yeah, they're all satisfied, so nothing really out of the ordinary. Overall, the cockpit, the mood is satisfied, so no problems there. So drive for 1 hour and 9 minutes. Definitely be super early at this rate. Let me start my top of descent now actually, because we are about 60 miles away. 60 miles away from the 12,000 bits, so here's our insteps for the IRF. Sorry, it's 2,200. So it's now 22. So I'll send the aircraft very shortly. Yeah, so here's a question. What is the aircraft packs? So I've got the export box for that sim. I'm using XP Realistic Pro for the head shake and all that. I've got 3J FPS Wizard for FPS kind of management, to keep the sim stable. Being able to descend if not, I can use manual descent. 500 feet per minute for now. I can adjust that later. Yeah, it's mainly the plugins I'm using at the moment. It's nothing too crazy. You'd love to get the controls of a 66 on the GWR. I mean, yeah, you get. I mean, they're fairly common at least, but you would need to either know the right people and get lucky, or get a job in freight in the UK. I mean, where I live, we do get quite a few 66 as you go through. Have you tried XRAS or Terrain Radar? I've not tried Terrain Radar, though I should do. I haven't used RAS, and I absolutely hate it. I don't get why people like it so much. I mean, for me, it's more of an annoyance than anything. It just annoys me, the pre-approach shout-outs. I mean, I'm not blind, I can see what I'm doing. I mean, I can understand why people want it, but for me, it's not really something that I'm that interested in. No Boeing aircraft use it, and only a limited selection of Airbus use it, so yeah, it's not something for me, I'm afraid. Not something for me. How much long to your final approach? Sorry, did not spot that. Well, given that my landing is an estimated 11 minutes away, probably not too long. Probably not too long. There you go, aircraft now doing continuous descent. So, lower the aircraft down to lower altitude. We can leave the seatbelt sign on now so we can start descent. So speak to passengers, shall we? We should be landing in about 20 minutes, like it said. 10 minutes, so it'll be 20 minutes to actually on the ground. What did, let's say our ETA was 1 hour 6, so we're at least 40 minutes early at this stage, which is crazy. We'll speak to myself, shall we? Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain from the flight deck. Just now, so we're at top of descent, and at this stage, thanks to pretty good winds from behind, we're now arriving in around 40 minutes early, so all looking good at the moment. We ask that the seatbelt sign is now on, so you turn back to your seats, and we wish you the pleasant rest of your flights. Whoops, not diversion. This is a ahead of schedule. Okay, 30 minutes moderately, which was an hour early. Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain from the flight deck. Just now, so we're at top of descent, and at this stage, thanks to pretty good winds from behind, we're now arriving in around 40 minutes early, so all looking good at the moment. We ask that the seatbelt sign is now on, so you turn back to your seats, and we wish you the pleasant rest of your flights. Harrison Ford, I remember when he landed on the taxiway, I do remember that incident, so I had a little safety. You fly Boeing and see aloft. Are you a real 737 pilot in the real world, or are you just a YouTube channel with one video? I kind of launched, but didn't really go too far with it. Because if you're a real pilot, then fair enough, I'll give you the standing for that one. But in the years I've flown Boeing aircraft, I've not yet heard it myself. Gosh, it's already 60% actually, 12,500 feet per minute. I'm not sure it's telling me to use drag. Yes, it is. Switch off the autopilot there, accidentally moving trim. Yeah, continuous descents. Yeah, so we actually are a little bit higher than we should be for going in at this much of an approach. Aircraft was to my left, 1,600 feet below me. Crossing within how many miles? Going the opposite direction, at least. About 7 miles though. For consent rate, do you know normal descent speed for 737? In most places, it'll probably do like 2,000, 2,500 feet per minute descent on a steep one. Like I said, almost certainly left it a bit too late there on the descents. I'm not speeding up at least, so we're not having too much issues with that. That being said, the speeder coming out is probably wouldn't be too helpful. Yeah, it's proper nose down approach this one. Crossing through 20,000, may even be worth having a hold point at Hawks just in the case of not most likely to set off straight down. Is that hold points? Let's hold at Hawks. Let's just shallow things out a bit. 2,500 will do as a steep. 0% rates, 280 knots, oh yeah, descent speed 280, yeah, that was fine. This one I do want to slow the aircraft down as well as shallow its descent. Because you are right, we're just rocking the aircraft down. Set the altimeter is passing 18,000, which is the US standard altimeter. And then we'll hold at Point Hawks, in fact we announced that. KC approach via approach start via Hawk route 5 holding Hawks ETA landing 10 minutes runway 28 it's 34 right. So announced in the area that's Queensland. Don't know if flight damage is enabled. It is enabled. Though while it was a fast descent, admittedly, it wasn't really a damaging one. We never went over speeds. Oh yeah, the spoiler's still out. We never went over speeds. It ultimately depends on how well the flight model is actually modeled, I guess, in this case. Down to 12,000. I don't think we actually really need to hold then at Hawks. 2,500 seemingly now alright. Off the Hawks we need to be at 12,000, 11,000, yeah, okay. Get rid of the clear point here. We'll carry on as normal. Let's get back on the VNav. Continue the descent. Spiders armed. There we go. Set the aircraft up for landing, so it was brake set to 2. 12,000 feet is not quite the landing lights on just yet. Seatbelt signs are active. And gear up and down also later on. Landing the aircraft shouldn't be too much hassle for me. I mean, I've flown in 100 a few times now, really. It's just a case of bringing the aircraft in on a star. It's a relatively nice star as well, brings us straight into Seattle. Over the city, although admittedly low cloud altitude, we need to get around that. Drag by, that's fine. While we're here as well, it sets the approach up, so 30 flaps, 137 VREF. And then it says 110.3, 345. 110.3. 110.3. 345. 345. Over here. Let's go the other way, it's a bit quicker. 345. And 345. There we go. Altitude waypoint 10,000, we're at 10,400. Across relatively stable now in this descent. Is your engine anti-ice on currently? No, it's not. No, it's not. Probably best have that on. We're not quite negative 10 degrees yet. In positive 10, what's our temperature? We are currently... where is it? +7, so yes, yeah, let's have the anti-ice on. Cloud's not too badly covering actually at the moment. We'll just refresh the weather information. There we go, winds are now 12, gusting 18. 330. Scattered clouds at 2,000, so yeah, cloud layer has lifted up slightly. broken 3,500. Ultimately, it's a bit more windy, but a bit more visibility now. Oh yeah, we should have some nice ortho as well. Actually, coming into Seattle, done into there quite nicely. And lights active. Are you connected to the VATSIM? Yes, I am. I am currently on VATSIM. And so I have alerted the local traffic that we are approaching. We need to then of 10 minutes. A quick look shows that there is one aircraft coming into land as well in front of us. Whether they are offline or it's actually not going to be visible to us. There's no real VATSIM traffic on at the moment. Who are you? You are just about to depart, so that you're offline as well. Yeah, I'm not expecting too much VATSIM traffic by the looks of things coming into Seattle. We'll saw the announcements, because I'm sure there'll be a few pilots in the area. Just double check it's in the active tower at the moment. There's still Bravo Foxtrot India. There we go, clouds changing once more. Now from reaching cloud altitude. Keep on that. Actually, also our Ultiamte now, 2985. 86, we'll adjust that as well. Luckily keep it in level. There we go. $6,000. Start lowering the flaps now, slow the aircraft down. Are you in mode Charlie? Yes, we are. Oh, left flap's a little bit late there, admittedly, but should be alright given the distance out from Seattle Airport. Interesting turn there as well. Aircraft nose diving into the ground. Should be alright though. Should counter that one. Heavy crosswinds as well, coming in at 30 knots at this point. I'm going to expect some nice cheerful land in this one. I hope I'm ready to kick the rudder into action as well. I only see one go around at Seattle, and their flight plan isn't showing Seattle as destination. Oh, so you checking the VATSIM maps right now, I presume? It might have just been a case where either they've diverted or they're just completely lost, maybe. Well, coming to approach now, so I'm going to switch on the VOR localizer. And then once we're at the end of the glide slope, we'll switch on to approach mode. Visibility's fine, so we'll do a manual landing. Well, I'm going to enjoy the winds at the moment. This will be a very fun one to fly into. Fantastic. Does the Fantastic still work? Fantastic. I swear it was this way out. It was not loading for a long time. Aircraft certainly crabbing into this one, that's for sure. We'll remove the spoilers as well. This is going to be a fun one. Adjust my seat once more to focus on that. Do you know if you can control the cabin lights from the Total 19? I believe you can from the TOTUS panel. If you go into the cabin settings, And then there's an option, I believe you can set the lights from the cabin. On cell phone, no. PC browser, yes. I've used it for the browser as well. It just says you're looking glass into that sim, it just loads forever basically. I'll just check that out later. For now, let's focus on this, shall we? Our crazy landing, single channel sets. Aircraft should hopefully pitch down. Right, get onto the runway.
2500.
Gusting, 2500, gear down. Flaps. One more set of flaps. Right, let's do a pre-landing check, shall we? So, gear down, 3 greens, flaps set, auto brake set, landing lights set, seatbelt sign is on. Pre-landing check is complete. Aircraft's now going to start our final descent in. Sorry, 3, 4 right. Okay, C. You coming into land, or you coming in from the side? I presume you're going to be behind me, the landing, so fair enough. Woo! Oh gosh! This aircraft's being thrown about. Alright, well, vision height will be... I think we'll watch it until it gets about 500, and at 500 we'll make another decision as to whether or not we're going to go around or carry on. The aircraft has stabilised and it has now become a headwind, so it's no longer a crosswind. But given how hectic this weather has been, I really don't trust it. Explains the weather changes, has always been really hectic, and I am using that sim weather. It's off the back of default, so fingers crossed it doesn't throw me about. But you guys saw that jolt a moment ago, sending the aircraft almost into a spiral. Did not enjoy that. Did not enjoy that one bit. What versions I bet you want? Update almost every day. I think I'm like a week out of date, so fairly up to date. Fairly up to date. Right, well the aircraft is stable at least. 1,300.
1,000 feet stabilized, Mr. Birch, altitude set.
That plane there, I will be honest, does concern me slightly. Not sure what they're playing at, but I don't know. American Airlines just taxiing into position there. They're gonna hold short, I hope. That's in weather gust. Yes, that's in weather. That plane is now end up somewhere. 500 aircraft's fine. Switch off the autopilot. Release it manually. American Airlines just hold short for us, which is always good. Oh yes, got to remember that it's also an uphill runway here.
Flight slow.
200.
Flight slow. Flight slow.
Loads of blind slope, but that's fine, because it's actually slightly up the hill.
Flight slow.
50,
Flight
40,
slow.
30, 20, 10.
It's going to be a heavy one this, but that shell wasn't too bad at all. I expected worse. First first set.
knots.
80 knots. First thrust cut. Water brakes off. And there we go. Welcome
Ladies and
to...
gentlemen, please remain seated with your seatbelts securely fastened
Seattle, I guess.
Ladies and gentlemen,
So much rather than seat
destination
brakes.
is
Should have been automatic with the
You
auto
can now
brakes
use your
there.
mobile
Your one
device.
and only
Please
indication
remain
that it's
seated
safe for
until
you
the
to get up
aircraft has
and
come
move
to a
about the
complete
cabin.
stop and the
Please be
seatbelt sign
reminded to
is
use
turned off.
caution when opening the
Remember to
overhead
use
bins.
caution when opening the overhead bins, as items may have
They're not
shifted
stopping my
during your
runway
flight.
there.
If this is your final
You may
destination,
now use
we
your
thank
See
you
if my
for
brakes
flying
actually
with
set
us.
to toggle
Your major
or
interconnections
push.
will encourage you to check your
What's it to
itinerary
toggle?
to
However, your
ensure a
laptop
smooth
computers and larger
continuation of your
electronics
journey.
must remain
Yeah,
stowed.
let's toggle. I need to change that.
Invite you to
Alright, so yeah, like I said, welcome to Seattle.
including checking in for a flight and managing your sky miles
Relatively
account.
eventful
If any of you should have questions regarding ground transportation, baggage claim, or
finding
any other
into that,
information, a Uniform
but
Delta agent
we're
during this
alright.
flight will be more than happy to answer any questions you may have. On behalf of Delta Sky team, our global partner,
runway.
and especially your flight crew, we'd like to thank you all for flying with us. We've enjoyed having you on board
see.
and look forward to the
Just make sure that we're
opportunity to serve
using
you
the
once again.
correct lights and APU on. Then it's a left-hand turn. Using the gates just to the left there. Light can show you on the panel. Also deploy if there aren't. I did not deploy. Oh my word, that was a very short takeoff run. It's a very strong heading if he's flying it in that distance. How's the winds? Hang on. Let's turn and then I'll let them know. That was around 776. That was the guy who was with me actually at San Francisco. Heavy crosswinds to 2,500 feet. Then a nice stable headwind for landing. Let's watch repair after you disconnect from sim. Absolutely, absolutely. I want to see how the winds actually calm down as well, because, like I say, for most of that approach, the winds were throwing me about wherever it could. So I was relatively surprised at how stable it actually was for landing. That stand just in front of us. We'll deboard the aircraft from there. There we go, straighten the aircraft out a bit. There. Park brake set. Bring the power to the APU. Switch the bleeds around. Packs off. Engines off. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to San Francisco. Thank you for flying with us today. Flight time was about 1 hour and 40 minutes. The winds again, very good for us. And otherwise we'll be disembarking the aircraft in a couple of moments. Cabin crew, disarm doors and cross-check. That was without a doubt the worst message I could have ever made in my life. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to San Francisco. That should be up as well. Before I forget. You have forgot something. About 1 hour and 40 minutes. The winds again, just very ignore good for that. Us. And otherwise we'll be disembarking the aircraft. Love the accent. Cheers man, much appreciated. Actually, I get it. Some people say my accent's pretty good, others, I don't know. People say my accent's good. I don't really like it. It's not British enough. It's very soft, Eastern European mixed it, but people seem to like it. Set chocks, GPU set, ground power active, AP bleed off, AP can come off. And, yeah, can't use, there's no jet bridge there that moves, nor is there compatible pack for the ground crew, so I have to miss on that. I can't yet see the Delta Airlines, that was on final, so I'll check on that later. And American Airlines is still dicking about. Who's that one over there? Double check. Is that the same American Airlines that's messing around, or is that another plane? Because I didn't notice there was one telco somewhere down there. Not sure what you're doing over there. Be aware there are a few planes sticking about in KSFO area. I don't know about the American Airlines. He seems to have just taxed into a gate, but that other guy seems to be a bit off. Anyways, we'll deal on that later. Let us deboard the aircraft. So expedite boarding.
See what we can do.
Cabin crew now
No
disembark the
promises.
aircraft. Yeah, 12 minutes early, so I'll have a think about that. What's the name of the PAX plugin? This is PAX by TFDI Design. PAX or PAX, as I came to misname that one. Yeah, so at this point, let's say a few passengers will now be deboarding the aircraft. So if we just end it now, and flights we do. Moderate head schedule. Definitely be recommending you at work. Nothing better than a few mid-light drinks. Otherwise, passengers are very satisfied. Did the flights. Planned arrivals 10:39, arrivals 10:21. So yeah, a few minutes early. And right, only 39 feet per minute. Very soft one, I must say. I'll upload that later. And I'll close that for now. Right, so PAX is done. Don't need that anymore. Project flight. Let's quickly ends the flight from that. Complete flight. Complete. So 737-900 now sitting in Seattle. Ready for our next flight. So never do Delta again. And yeah, let's just now disconnect from that sim. If the guy is actually coming to final, we'll see how the other Delta's doing. If not, watch the random replay. We'll just connect up afterwards to see if he arrives. We'll do that. Swap box disconnect. Stick it in replay mode. Have a look at that landing, shall we? Put a little bit
2500.
close up. So ultimately, landing wasn't too bad. Go from the external view to see how the aircraft, but from the internal, we'll go for the short landing. Is it payware? Yes, it is. Yeah, it is. Something like $25, $27. Not the most expensive add-on, but not cheap. This. But before it brings in the simulator, thoroughly enjoy it. Thoroughly enjoy it. TFDI usually pretty good when it comes to flight simulator software. It's no exception. PAX, very, very nice piece of software. Don't know what to do with your squawk box, your friends. What do you do for ID? So if you if you're on Discord, Discord link in the description. Drop a message on that, and I'll be more than happy to help you out. It's just a bit easier than trying to tell you here. Pressing your screenshots as well. But basically, you need a VATSIM account, which you can create on VATSIM.net. Then you get a username and password from there, and then that's what you're going to be using to log into VATSIM. So, short final, not too bad. That wasn't bad at all, not too fun. 1.75 G, so actually a little bit heavy on G. Ultimately not a bad touchdown that. Take it any of the week. Okay, so that was external view, sorry, internal view. Let's now stick it on external view. At this point, I've got to the wind readings because
1000.
hopefully it shows the winds, but ultimately it's pretty stable, this one. We'll get a little bit of the replay where the aircraft was terribly throwing off. No. I don't think it has, for whatever reason, recorded it. I'm not sure why. No, it hasn't. That's a shame. Yeah, replay makes it like it's a simple landing. Oh well. Yeah. Looking good on the runway. 2 rights, 2 reds. There's no buildings on the Contour Node for Seattle later. They're kind of a bit of life. Do you want any virtual airline? I do fly for Virtual Ryanair fairly often, or VBA, Virtual British Airways, but I don't do too much flying. Whenever I fly, I don't do a route I want to do, aircraft I want to do, just put them all together, see what happens. Yeah, that wasn't a terrible landing by any means. There you go. Spoilers did the fine landing. I'm not sure why the cockpit light didn't come up, but I did fly. Come to life. Right, so if we now connect back to that sim, see if the other Delta airline is in the area. Hopefully he is. Give him a watch to land. If not, then we'll just end the stream there. I don't see him. I don't see any. Actually, yeah, there are some AI in the airports. Lufthansa just sitting in the gates or floating above the gates. But no, the ooh, is that him? ASA. No, that's not going to be him. That is who is ASA? What the Japanese one is it? I'm going completely crazy, aren't I? ASA airline. Atlantic Southeast. Not sure about these guys, never heard of them. But that's Atlantic Southeast coming in. The United Express carrier. Okay. And by United. Anyways, yeah, he's way off, so I'll probably head off anyways. Cool, so thank you guys very much for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Yeah, it's going to bug out because we don't have any power in the aircraft anymore. Just get rid of that. It's not enough lights, so we don't need any more. So that, and that. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. Do if you did enjoy it, do subscribe. I'm going to try again stream tomorrow morning, like I say. Gonna try and fly. My aim is, again, Stockholm to Helsinki, so a short one, but not a bad one. How shall I ask you on Discord? Either DM me or in the group. Either works fine for me. Long flying, well, yeah, they're way out. Drop me a message. I'm happy to help you out. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching. It's 11:30 now, so nice average night time for me. I'll see you in the morning. Good night. Damn you. Sound good. Sounds good.